So we are at home. I'm not in the classroom, but I miss you greatly. And I wanted to show you fun ways to print from home. So this is just one of the 3 ways that you can do it. There's bubble printing, there's chalk printing, there's foil printing, you name it, we can print it, we can make it beautiful because you guys are fantastic. So the first thing I want to show you is bubble printing, and these are 2 different types of paper. I just wanted to test them out and see how it would work out before I would get going. So this is drawing paper. This is just normal computer paper. I would definitely suggest using a thicker paper if you have it. So cardstock, just something heftier. Even if you have heavier drawing paper at home or watercolor paper, that would be perfect here. But I just cut it into little pieces so we could create these cool little postcard type of sizes. And then this is the bowl that I started with, but all you need for bubble printing is a couple things. So a bowl with water, you don't want to use your fine china here, some dish soap, which I'm going to go ahead and put some of that in there. And you want it to sink to the bottom at first. We'll agitate it later, don't you worry. You could use liquid watercolors, or you could use food coloring if you have it. For whatever reason, I don't have that, but I sure do have some paint, so I'm going to dump some paint in there. And you could use acrylic or tempera, it doesn't really matter, but I'm putting a healthy amount in there because I'm a girl that loves her colors. So that's in there. Then we're going to stir it up like a soup. So I'm using a paintbrush here because I think the paintbrush kind of breaks it apart really nicely. And I'm just going to go ahead and stir around the water. You want to break up all those little paint chunks. If you're using liquid watercolor or food coloring at home, this shouldn't be too much of a problem for you. A couple swirls and you're good to go. You could actually probably just start blowing the bubbles right from there. But because I have just paint, we're going to go for it, okay? So we're just going to swipe that on the side, put that on a paper towel. Just a keynote for setup, definitely put some papers on the table because it's going to get messy. You could use a baking sheet too with foil in it if you want, and that's a good way to kind of like collect all of the mess. Now here's the fun part. If you want to save the turtles, you could use one of these. But I didn't have any disposable straws at home, but I would definitely recommend a disposable straw if you have it. But all you got to do next is blow your bubbles. Don't mind the weird noises. So after your bubbles are blown, you can pick, again, either your drawing papers. I have little drawing papers cut up or little computer papers, and you're just going to set that right on down, and you could kind of see the bubbles already forming on there, which is pretty cool. But I still have a blank spot, so I need some more bubbles. And then just bloop. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And if you want, you could do a couple different colors. So I have a red one here that's going to look like Superman or something. But I have red bubbles here, so I'm going to try to see what happens when I put some red over top of the blue. Ooh. That's pretty cool. So you can see some of the bubbles will stay on your paper, but when they pop, you might be able to see their outline. So that's kind of really fun. Now, since this paper is wet, it will get wavy and kind of wrinkly. So you could just let this out, just set it somewhere flat to dry, and then you could just stack all your papers together and get some heavy books and just put that right on top to mush all the papers down flat. So that is bubble printing, easy peasy. So you just need water, a bowl, some soap, and then again, if you have liquid watercolor or paint works just fine. Mix it up, blow your bubbles, and just bloop, pop your paper right on top. So actually, I really like that. Okay, the next way you can print is a crowd favorite. It's super duper simple too. So again, I have my piece of paper in the background just to kind of cover up any messes if they happen. You just need aluminum foil and try your best to keep it as smooth as you can, but You know how it is. I'm terrible at ripping foils. You can tell by this big old chunk just ripped out of the bottom. But you could use either side too. It doesn't really matter. I find that the matte side, there's like the really, really shiny side, and there's the matte side. It seems like you have better control on the matte side, and the marker seems to kind of like cover it better, not like bunch up as much. So I would recommend using this side, but you can use either side. It's not a big deal. The next thing, which I got laying around my house, is washable markers. So you could use any type of washable markers as long as it says washable, because then that means it's a water-based marker. So water-based markers, you could do like cool little magic tricks with. If you add water to them, they almost turn into like a watercolor type of texture. So then, you know, with aluminum foil printing, all you have to do is take whatever color you want. You're going to color it onto here, and then you're going to add a spritz of water. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward myself here, and I'm going to just cover this surface in marker real fast. Okay. So if you had me in kindergarten, you got me in any part of the elementary school here, you know I'm the crazy cuckoo rainbow lady. So especially my kindergartners, you should know your rainbow order. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. There's normally indigo in there, but I didn't have that color of marker, so I just made do with what I had. So what I did is I started from the center, and I just did kind of squiggle lines, and then I kind of built out my colors using concentric circles, which those are all words that my kindergartners know very well. So this should be easy peasy for you guys. And then now that everything's on here, I'm good to go. The last step is to take a little water bottle with just a tiny bit of water on it, and you're going to want to spray it. Not super up close, but kind of far away, like almost like a little rain mist coming down. So I'm just going to go ahead and spritz this. Just a handful of spritzes is all you need. And then I'm going to grab a piece of paper here. There we go. I'm going to grab a piece of paper, and I'm just going to lay it carefully over the top. So I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to let these edges fold down. So I'm almost holding it like it's a U, and I'm going to set that U part on the center, and then I'm just going to lay this down, and then you want to give it a little massage. So massagey all over the back of the paper. You can kind of see the colors coming in. This is the exciting part, my friends. Okay, so I massaged all the edges of the paper. I see some of the colors seeping through. Are you ready? Are you sure you're ready? Okay, are you ready now? Okay, here we go. Ooh. Ta-da! So it creates kind of like a tie-dye looking effect. So the more water you put on it, the more the colors will blend together. So if you don't like the really speckled look, you could go ahead and just add a little bit more water on your foil for the next time and do it again. Now this foil, just because you use it one time does not mean you gotta throw it away. I'm a big person on saving if you can. So all you gotta do is add a little bit of a spritz, and you could take like a paper towel or a tissue, and you could just very gently clean this off. If you rip it, you might not be able to use it again. But if you just kind of slowly move your hand over the surface, that'll be enough to just clean off your surface. And then you can use this and print as many times as you can. Once it's ripped, like I said, if it's ripped at the corner, you could probably still use it. But if you rip it somewhere in the center, that's kind of a big old no-no there. So just be gentle with it, but you can make so many beautiful painted or printed papers with this. So, ta-da! Alright, my friends, well, I hope you enjoyed bubble printing and foil printing. If you need any other reminders or have any questions on anything, you can email me at any time. I put that on our Google site for you guys. I miss you so much, so I hope you enjoy this. Even though we can't see each other in person, I hope that on video is good enough. And I'm going to show you one more thing that you could do with these drawings in my next video. So tune back in, and I will see you then.